Um, Last episode, we left. You guys dealt with the what do you call it? The ogre village, uh, burial chamber area, burial mound, crypt, whatever you want to call it. Um, got some shit in there. Um, Found more information about dragons. Um, that these were dragon slayer. That everyone from the town had, like all the ogres were gone from that town, and it still had that sort of corruption to it. And the area had filled with acid, at least the crypt had, dripping off of the dragon icons around the burial chamber. And who was it? Lucira destroyed all of those totems. So maybe once the acid has had time to dissipate, you guys can go back and re-examine it, but that's going to be a while. In the meantime, you just head back to the town. Did I miss anything? I feel like I missed something.
Interesting.
Oh, and Daryl has his armor, but Daryl's not here.
Yes. Unfortunate.
Okay.
Also, I was getting the sword repaired.
Yeah, they're fixing your sword. Yep. And Pharaoh Woodir has been talking to the Fey spirit, quote unquote, tree man of the forest.
Oh yeah.
And the local druid, other druid, Zar, has informed you guys about that and told you that while it's not a Fey, you should still be careful about it. That's about it. Not much else is really going. Oh, and the dwarves are mining gold.
Oh yeah.
Gold, precious gold.
In fact, I think you guys have some gold for Pharaoh.
Yes, I think I have the nugget still.
That's good. Okay. And oh yeah, okay. Sean, you weren't here for this. I'm sorry. I would have given a more detailed explanation if I had realized that. Do you have any questions?
No, I think
I put up the video before, but I forgot to put it in notes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if Sean's watched it. They followed the trail from the Ogrepeed and found he had another village. This one was dedicated to dragon slayers.
Right, okay.
And there's like icons of them killing a big dragon the size of a volcano.
Okay.
May have been exaggerated.
So one of the villages was pro Bahamut. No, was it Bahamut?
Yeah, but then
the
they were all
the
river one was pro Bahamut. Or
Tiamat.
Was it Tiamat? Tiamat. Yeah, Tiamat. Bahamut's the good one. Yeah, Tiamat. The river ones are the pro Tiamat, and the Dragon Slayer clan is the one that doesn't like dragons. There was a sentient undead, or like a clever undead, that had to be dispatched. But it looked the entire area, including the crypt, had been like desecrated. And the dragon statues were dripping acid magically. A magic probably beyond the ogres, and I think it was Lucira who had surmised that it's sort of like really bad curse or something like that had happened here and tainted everything.
Yep.
Okay. And Lucira's talking to Erdov, the blacksmith, got the sword stuff done, and Daryl's character, whose name I cannot remember right now, Madeline, is washing up this armor that she found. She was searching for cursed items and she rolled a natural 20. So,
nice.
Yeah. So washing that armor from the river. What is Callie doing?
I suppose I suppose it might get in Pharaoh's way if we go down to the forest to talk to him while he's down there. since he's been there a few times before. So, and there's no real like farm starting here or anything, is there? So,
Bill and Ted, the two humans that came along, have some goats and stuff like that. They tend to spend some time. Like one will watch the goats, the other will disappear into the wilderness and like show up with a couple rabbits.
okay, but no like crop farming.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Although Czar mentioned that the forest has these strange fruits. They're uncertain if the fruits are like poisonous or edible or not, or if they even should eat them. But there's plenty of them.
Oh, can I talk to Zara about that then?
Yeah, right there at the blacksmith. As Lucifer talks to Erdov, the blacksmith.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So
Kali-
Erdov is
Kali's-
working, and Zara's just sitting in the corner. Has this fruit about the size of an apple, but like looks like a plum almost.
Okay. Well, Callie will step closer and just ask, "Is that the fruit that you're looking at, that you collected from the forest that we aren't sure about yet?"
Yeah. Think about feeding it to the goats and seeing if they kill over or sprout wings or some other oddity. It's not natural fruit, so you have to be careful.
Well, I have an idea, and Kylie's going to reach for one of the fruit
Yeah, Zara just hands it over.
and bite into it.
Oh God, this is what Zara says. Oh God. Okay.
You don't really make a great control group though, because like you're undead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
On a scale of 1 to 10, Callie, how obviously undead are you?
2, 3.
Oh, you still got your like your flesh and skin and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just that
Okay.
he looks like he's old and withered and such, and like the scales have
a
lost
bit mossy.
color and such. Yeah, a bit mossy,
Mm.
things like that, but not like, "Hello there, I am only 1/4 flesh."
Okay. Zar is going to silently watch and not move and wait to see if something happens.
Does it taste okay?
Yeah, it tastes fine. It tastes like a plum, but like sour and tingly.
So like
Hmm.
just slightly past its best before.
Just before its best before.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's
Fine. It seems.
a tad sharp, but definitely edible.
Yeah. You sense no immediate effects?
Okay. Well, I'll finish it off. And just all right. Well, if I start feeling unwell, if it's poisonous in any way, I'll let you know.
It's good. We could just. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, the goats are valuable, and it's probably better if I can just treat myself than letting a goat die.
Well, don't sell yourself short. You're also valuable.
Oh, I am valuable, but it's easier for me to treat myself because I will know if I feel ill, and I can just fix that myself.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's it.
Yeah, there's no immediate effects of eating the fruit.
Cool.
They talk to your
24
president
hours.
for all this. Yeah. Okay, and Hork. Hork, what would you like to be doing? Sean is gone.
Nope, no, sorry, I was just muted. I don't think there's anything particular. Nobody's going to play dice with me anymore, so I would just be.
Yeah, all your dwarven friends are upriver
Oh,
mining.
mining, yeah.
Mm.
Do you have like a map? We update. Yeah, I'm probably just kicking about the camp, not really
Okay.
doing anything specific, just wandering about, looking around.
Sounds good. I was just hanging out for several hours. Nothing much exciting's happened. But you guys are after dear, over a week of walking back and forth and back and forth. Earlier, you guys finally get like an actual rest at a safe spot. This part of the valley seems like the most calm. There's other larger predators out and about, but there hasn't been a lot like seen in this area, which is good. Maybe a bit odd, even, but the town's safe and it's a nice place. The rest of the day passes. Callie, you're still fine. No immediate effects of the fruit. The rest of the day passes and the sun starts to set, and you see Pharaoh returning back from the woods.
Okay.
He's walking through the thick grass that grows in this area, back. And any who want to be present can be present, but you see that Pharaoh has two of his like cloth ripped up and stuffed in his nose, and just saturated with blood.
Oh.
So you walk up to Pharaoh?
Yeah, he calls out for Pharaoh and steps closer. He isn't going to get right up into his face because he seems like someone who likes to take care of himself a bit more.
Hi, Callie. How's it going?
Did your talk with the forest go well? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's. I don't think it means any harm. But, well, it's a mystery to me. I think we're safe. How's things going with you guys? Did you were heading up north along the river, right?
Yeah. We found the dwarves, just dealt with the situation with a Santa ogre and Hydra. We believe both of them are dead now. They kind of fought each other in the water and everything went quiet. Found a crypt. Well, it seemed like a crypt. Acid dripping from the statues, oddly. And we found some gold that the dwarves are now digging out right now.
Oh, like gold ore. Well, that's good.
Yeah, Callie takes out the chunk.
Pharaoh is like very exhausted at this point. You have paying attention, just for like nodding.
Do you need some
and we-
help?
No, I'm fine. I just need a little bit of a nap. You said gold? Okay, let me see this. And he puts out his hand and he takes, and like it's just some decent chunks. Like I said, they're like golf ball sized chunks of pure gold. So, well, this is actually some really nice news. These last couple of days I've been kinda down. Not sure if we've been finding like iron, but iron's not great for the whole. I have to kind of prove the expedition can get us some money. So this is good. This is great. We should contact. I'm gonna take a nap. We can do it tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go rest.
Okay. And you just see Pharaoh he wanders off into the one of the two buildings. Just gets to his room, he opens the door and walks in. His shoulders are low. The man has been at it for days.
Yeah.
But he's been interacting with it full time for days. He's still alive. I mean, maybe he has other insights once he's feeling better.
Maybe he's a lot more cure wound spells.
Or maybe all the
Yeah.
revelations he's had are just because he's really lightheaded from blood loss.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he just needs a nap. But yeah, the rest of the day it's fine. It's a relaxing evening. Bill is out there with the goats, and he brings them in. And one of the buildings you guys built was a tavern. You don't have any alcohol, So right now it's the goat storing room. And the barn. It's the barn. And Bill
That's going to
shepherds
be
them
name
in.
of the pub when it actually gets
You guys name it
alcohol.
whatever you
Just
want.
the barn.
You guys name it whatever you want. Oh, my computer went to sleep. Shit. Bill is the one who's shepherding the goats in, and you see that he doesn't even have a shepherding stick. The goats just follow him. They just do what he wants. He opens the door and they all just well behaved go right in. And Bill's a pretty tall guy, about 6 foot, 25 years or so, well tanned, and he has a straw hat on. And he just sort of cocks the hat toward you guys, say hello, and then he goes back. He goes into the barn building with his goats. And later that night, when the sun actually goes down, Ted shows up, and he has a bunch of these rabbits, and this weird, crustacean sort of creature, like what do they call a shoehorn crab? Anyways, it's this large, like a horseshoe crab. Yeah, like a horseshoe crab, but significantly larger. He has to grab it by the tail and drag it along. But yeah, it's food, and people cook it up, or Czar cooks it up and all that. And you guys have some rabbit stew
Nice.
and crab if you want. Yep. Okay. No sign of the witch. You don't know where the hell the witch went. She kind of kept to herself. She never did herself. She's doing her own thing, I guess. Anyways, the next morning comes, and Pharaoh. Everyone goes to meditate, as you do, or Horik sleeps, right? And when the sun comes up, Pharaoh goes to find you, Callie. And how does he find you? Where are you meditating? How are you meditating?
He's specifically trying to get to me before I quote unquote wake up.
Well,
sorry, who's the person that had the fruit again? Brain fart.
oh, Zar's
Zar.
Zar's the druid.
I'd say early in the morning, whether Pharaoh catches him on the way to or the way from Zar, just to let Zar know
You're gonna go...
that hey, not dead.
Oh.
Don't feel ill, anything like that.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can't turn this into something more drinkable. Zar says.
Fair enough.
If there are any poisons, this will clear it out and clean it out, turn it into something better, and plus it'll last us a lot longer.
True.
Thanks for the help.
No worries. Oh, hey, Pharaoh. How's things?
Pharaoh. Pharaoh is looking much better. Pharaoh's back to himself. Says, hello, Callie. Hello, Callie. Good morning. I am doing much better. Sorry about yesterday. You said you had some gold. We
Yes.
should send word in that we have a good seam. That is exactly the news that our employers would want to hear.
Okay.
Do you have the gold on you? You showed it to me earlier. Do you have it on you still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming Pharaoh gave it back, then yeah, still have it.
Yeah. Pharaoh never took it. Just he looked at it, like, oh, good, and he walked away. But yeah, okay. He's okay. Good. Looks in good quality. You should probably be present for this. Come on, follow me. We're gonna go contact them.
Lead the way.
And
I'll
yep.
just follow.
And he walks out of the little hamlet you guys have, and you can see underneath one of the trees there is a shelter made of tree branches. Very easy to miss. But Pharaoh knows right where it is, and he leads you to it. It's only like a minute outside town, right? And there is this the witch, this very old lady. Her face is so wrinkly that she looks human, but there's something different. She's not quite human. There's something off. You can't quite place it, but your mind is like, oh, there's something slightly wrong about her. And she's there, and she's already like set up her little home. It's a very much like a crazy person living in the woods sort of situation. And she is just sitting there drawing in the sand some ruins. Maybe this is her version of like studying her magic or something like that.
Okay.
And Pharaoh walks over to her, and give me 1 second. Okay. And he introduces Callie. This is. Oh, she doesn't.
You called her witch.
I never got. Yeah, she just goes by witch. I don't. It's fine. It's what she prefers to be called. And the witch just says, "Good morning."
Morning,
And
witch.
you would be whom? Callie. You would, okay.
Yeah, Callie Lamont.
It is nice to meet you, Callie. What can I do for you too?
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh's
Sorry.
Yeah, Pharaoh just. Oh, we just need to contact the employers. We found some gold, and we just want to get back to them. Which is okay, good. Yeah, no problem. I can whip that up. Give me a moment. And she turns around, goes into her little hovel, like, and pulls out a couple of these clay jars, and pours some ingredients into a pile. And she just starts working this like ruin magic. You recognize this Callie as ritual magic.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going insane. One second. I got text from work. Just one moment, guys.
No worries.
Oops. Okay. And after the 10 minutes has passed, the runes that she's been drawing in the sand made of this powder that she poured out of these clay pots ignites into a blue flame. Not a big flame, just a smoldering, dancing on the ground. And you can see the smoke comes up and forms up into the shape of a dragonborn. These are the Dragonborns are like more or less the employers, are like the ones who are in charge, more or less, of the Kasabirsk, the country in which the expedition originated.
Mm-hmm.
And Pharaoh has a conversation. Good evening, or good morning, sir. We have great news. We found a gold seam. And he pulls out the gold and shows it. And we believe that there's a good many more amounts of gold out here. So far, the expedition is a success, and we have no particular dangers. And this dragonborn, you see, the features are hard to tell because it is smoke, but it is a rather like you can tell it's an older, especially since you're dragonborn. You can tell it's an older dragonborn, a bit pudgy. And he nods and he says, "Good. Do you need any additional resources or workers, settlers, miners, anything that you need for this?" And Pharaoh says, "Oh, no, but we could always use more people. We can always expand out. It seems like a perfect spot. Like I said, there's been no particular issues here, so if you could send more people, we could expand out and get even more gold mining." And the Dragonborn smoke entities, then it shall be done, and we shall send more people. And the fire dissipates and disappears. Okay. Pharaoh
Was our
turns to you,
employer?
Cal. One of them. One of them is a conglomerate. We have many bosses. That's what I'm for, is to deal with them. But yeah, no, it's he's one of the nicer ones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a weight off my shoulders, I have to tell you. Okay, maybe we'll expand the town then. I mean, if we have gold, then we can expand the town out and get things really running.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
those-
And the witch speaks up and says, "Is there anything else I can do for you two, at all?"
I don't think so.
No,
Pharaoh?
Pharaoh's no. No, no, you did your job. Thank you very much. And he tips his hat and yeah. Okay, Callie. Okay, Callie. I'm gonna get my stuff together. I'll wish you a good day. And yeah. Okay. And Pharaoh just wanders off. He looks like he's just like he went from stressed to, oh, okay, cool. I can finally relax after like a couple weeks now.
Nice.
And Pharaoh's going to go back to the town.
Fair enough.
And the witch is just there staring at you, Callie.
Yeah, Callie's just gonna go with Pharaoh back to the hamlet.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, guys. There is no pressing concerns in front of you right now. There's no immediate dangers. If you guys would like to work on the town or go adventure to some of the other places that you've walked through but you didn't explore deeply, we could run off of that.
What do we currently have in the town? Just
You
a
have-
tavern.
you have-
that's
You
full
have
of
a
boats.
you have a quote unquote tavern, which is just a barn right now,
Yeah.
with some seat, and you have a storage shed, and people are sleeping mostly in one or the other.
Yeah.
The storage shed is like the prime because you can kind of get your own little corner and hide behind stuff, whereas the barn tavern you everything smells like goat.
Great. Can we make alcohol out of fermented goat's milk? Is that a thing?
Let me
Yes,
Google
but
it.
it's you can do it. If you can do it out of horse milk, you can do it out of goat milk. You can. Yeah. I don't know if you'd be able to sell it to anyone, but you could drink it and get shit faced off it.
Yeah, that's
there
all
is
I do is get.
there is fruit in Nosebleed Forest that Czar was interested in
we could like, make like mead.
turning into or wine basically.
Oh, wine.
Or wine because it's fruit. It requires you to go into Nosebleed Forest itself though.
I don't want to do that. I want
Well,
other
yeah.
people to do that for me.
Yeah. Somehow managed to get an entire forest to hate you.
Hmm. If I could, I'd want to spend some time trying to figure out a way to create some form of booze
Well,
and then sell it.
if it helps, I was thinking of a way to start some of crop farm because I have spells that help with the growing of food yields in an area.
Mm.
So maybe some cereals to make beers with.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Pharaoh does have a couple of basic seeds, but if you want anything specific, you'd have to like order it or go to the capital or something like that. But if it's not something too crazy, like basic cereals, yeah, he'd absolutely have some seed starts for that. Mostly potatoes, I suppose. But if you want to do like hops, he didn't bring hops.
I mean, you can make poaching out of spuds. So
You make vodka out of spuds.
Yep.
yeah, I guess.
Okay. So,
I guess I'll do that.
Callie the farmer. Great. Are you just tilling the fields, or how's this?
Let me
Or
double
do you have
check
like
the
magical? Yeah, sure. In the meantime, Horik,
Yeah.
you know that Czar was interested in brewing alcohol as well. Are you gonna like cooperate with him?
Yeah, I guess.
You can do your own thing, dude. You don't have to.
No, it's probably best to be cooperative, and then I can
Okay.
backstab him later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you go to the blacksmith to meet Zara, Zara always hangs out with his wife Ferdov.
Mm.
And you can see that they've already started to craft a barrel, a large barrel. Not for transport, but for like fermentation and stuff like that. And yeah. Would you like to say anything to them? Or do you just want to skip over this? We can just skip over if you want.
Yeah, I'll go like discuss the possibilities of perhaps using some goat's milk or using some of the spuds that well, if I know that Callie is going to is going to farm crops,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Zara's Zara I think that Zara brings up the intention that the goats probably for like cheese. You'd have to ask Bill or Ted for that because they're the ones who like get the goat people. But it shouldn't be any issue if you really want goat milk alcohol. Do you have any experience with goat milk alcohol or no?
Nope.
Never.
I
Okay.
know that you can make things ferment.
Okay. Well, Zar and Erdo will be willing to help you with this. They're gonna do fruit alcohol though,
Okay,
because they think goat alcohol sounds horrible.
I'm going to see if I can get like really potent goat alcohol.
So, just a side note,
Yeah.
without player knowledge only, I looked it up. You can actually get that kind of alcoholic drink bottled, but its alcohol volume is pretty low, maximum 2.5%.
Damn it.
Well, that's why you what do you call it? What is the word for it? You
Liquid?
distill it.
No.
You distill it, which is not gonna smell good.
Nothing here is probably smelling that good.
Yeah, just slow cook this goat milk until it produces alcohol.
Everybody loves a little bit of, goat milk wine.
Yeah, sure thing. Okay, yeah. Hork, that's where you spend your time on working with Zar and Erda for the brewery stuff.
Yep.
They're gonna do fruit, and then they'll help you out with the milk stuff. They keep this equipment separate though. Okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sarah, what would you like to be doing? You have as much time as you guys want to chill. Foxy, you there?
Right,
Foxy,
so
maybe
I muted my mic. Yeah.
you've been muted this entire time.
Yeah, yes, I have.
Okay.
It's fine. I've been talking much.
Okay.
I've been listening to everyone else. That's fine. She's probably just going to be going through her spell book. She's trying to get a better grasp on this corruption that's going on. Because, like I said, if it's definitely, she's kind of identified that it's a curse, which means it's magical in nature. And I know I already rolled, and I don't want to roll again specifically, but she's just going to be going through it, trying to sort of figure it out, see what's going on. Can she figure out a source of what's happened, and could she identify it in some way? Because there's clearly something going on in this area.
Okay. Yeah, you can spend a couple of days doing that. I think there is Malandrak there. If you want
that's
to
a good
cooperate.
Point, he mentioned something about whatever the reverse hallowing is.
Unhallowing. It's not a very fancy name. Yeah.
It was literally in Halloween. All right. Yeah. So I'll probably spend some time speaking with Malandrak and then.
Sure thing.
Try to bounce ideas back and forth. Also, if I'm rightly, he's looking into the blighted water.
Yes, he is. Oh, that's actually what he's looking at when you come to talk to him. He's doing his own magical research. He doesn't really have the tools with him for this. Melandrek, says hello and all that. And Melandrek is a rather polite person, as well as intelligent. And you see, Melandrek is trying to study magically this vial of water. When you walk in, And there's no equipment, just through magical means. It says hello, and tells you that I haven't been able to. Well, not entirely true. So the water does have something magical to it, or there's a thing in the water that is magical. I can't get much more than that. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I'm limited. I'm limited in the answers that I can get for this out here.
Yes, I understand. I have been trying to go over. I've been going over my own notes to see what is going on. I understand that a great curse or something could have done this, if got such a magic to affect not just a single village, but it seems as though numerous ogre villages, and she'll just sort of gesture in the direction of the Blightlands, and all of that. That is no accident. That is most significant magic that is needed to do that. Even more so if it was not the intention. If this was simply part of the outcome, then it was great magic indeed.
Okay. And Meldrick is going to nod at that and says, "Well, we don't have specific answers, which is what we really need right now. But maybe we can try and figure this out together."
Perhaps. I imagine there must be more of these ogre villages around. Yeah, I had hard to imagine that only would be 3 of them.
Undoubtedly.
So perhaps further bearing words. Perhaps a further excursion could reveal more, or there is the area to our west, the Lightlands. The curse seems to be different, from what I can see, though.
It is different from what you have explained and what I've seen. I think you're right about other ogre villages. All the ogres seem to have been killed. We don't know how many there were out here, though.
No.
If we could get a higher view, we might be able to see, because the corrupted villages are such a relatively large area, a black dot in a relatively brown or golden hillside plain. If we got a higher view, we could easily spot them and get a better count.
Yes, perhaps I've tried the hills certainly do a good job of hiding the villages, or somewhat at least. That's quite a bit higher.
Yeah, the terrain here is not great for that. The hills are a pain. You'd have to fly or something, but I don't have that ability.
Yeah, neither do I. It is not exactly unheard of for wizards, but I'll see. Perhaps we can learn. But either way, there was something in the center of the Blightlands, though. Different. It seems like a building almost, like a castle or a fort, I believe. Perhaps that could bear investigating as well.
You'd have to get through the Blightlands, and last I remember, it was infested with ghosts, or at least vengeful spirits.
Well, if I'm sorry, it's been a while. If I remember rightly, Pharaoh got attacked by one.
Yeah, Pharaoh did, and then you cut the thing up.
Yeah, with this magic sword. Yeah, that certainly complicates things. If any journey through it will not be an easy one, I imagine.
No, probably not. But with preparations, things can be made easier.
Indeed.
Still,
not an easy one to figure out. Either learn to fly very quickly, or we stumble around looking for these villages. See what we can find. I mean, it did not seem too far apart. Maybe a day's walk at most, really. But still, without knowing exactly where to go. I mean, these tribes, they did not exactly write down the information.
Well, I'll still see if I can't come up with a better solution to this. It'd be nice to have the flying ship again, but very expensive. Um, what uh, what books do you have on you that might help us with this? Do you have anything? I know you two have been sticking your nose, or you four have been sticking your nose into just about every crypt, dangerous place, ruin. Um, is there anything that you have that may help us study this?
I mean, she's got her spell book. That's pretty much it.
Hmm.
So, I mean, which is pretty much all of her like magical notes. So
You should learn from Hork. You need to steal everything. Steal absolutely everything that's not nailed down.
What do you think I did? I got the magic scrolls.
Yeah, fair enough.
Although, if I remember, there was a magical lab down there.
There was.
Not on me, no, but perhaps down in the south, back where the that fort appeared in the mountainside.
Hmm.
There was something there that was some what looked like a workshop or a lab almost to study in. It did not get a good. Actually, no. No, I remember. I definitely did look into it, and I was like, I don't remember what I could find there though. I didn't find it.
It had a variety of tools. It had for scrying and for like investigating magical stuff. It had tools to it. It was essentially a lab. A lab is a fine word for it. Yeah.
So it was more like a tools workshop than it was like lots of notes.
It was. We'll call it a tinkerer's lab. You could make stuff, or you'd pull stuff apart. But yeah, essentially.
That lab was more a workshop than it was a library. Did not really keep many notes there.
Well, that would still beat what we have here, which is nothing.
Indeed. Still, it is strange. It seems as though there's clearly something here other than the ogres. Something acting. Or has acted. That ruin we found with the Bloodfell, with the ghosts. That was certainly not ogre make either. So something is going on.
No, the ogres don't tend to build things at all. So any ruins we find out here are going to predate them. I know that elves did live in these lands, all these lands, before. But between what happened between then and the ogres moving, I don't have much information. Yeah.
Well, perhaps the best way to go about it is to just go. If they are, you have fought many things already. They have proved no match for us. It's still not worth it. Could be stupid and just stumble around. Still, we'll see what we can find from that water. There is clearly, as you said, something with it.
Mm-hmm.
The question is what, and more importantly, what did it do? If the curse is an accidental, like secondary effect, then what the primary?
Okay. Okay. Is that what you're going to be pursuing for the next few days? Is working on this water specifically?
Yes.
With,
Sure, I'll be helping him out.
Okay. Can you give me an Arcana check?
I can try. You know what? It's not a natural one. I'll take it.
You recognize this as is magical. There's something outside of your expertise and Malandrak's expertise. It does have like arcane bits for like wizard magic, all that shit. But there is also a different type of magic to it that you don't recognize. Like the expertise needed for this is outside of your and Malandrak's study. Even Malandrak's like study of necromancy specifically.
As in, it's like not arcane.
Or is it too arcane?
How to describe? Copy.
I mean, coffee is a type of magic in itself, so.
I don't know, right? Brain chemistry. Okay, let me refocus. The water is magical. It has negative energy to it. There are components of this which are not just it's a negative energy. There's something else to it as well. You can't quite figure out what that else is, but it's definitely negative energy is the main part of it.
Okay. Wasn't negative energy like specific to the plane of shadows?
Yes. It is what the plane is like interwoven with, absolutely.
Oh, well, shit. Because that means that if there's negative energy involved, then immediately try and go to the person that's from there. But that player's not here today, so.
Last you saw, they were washed away by the river and just floating off into the horizon. They'll be back in a couple of days. It'll be fun.
They're visiting the Plane of Shadows right now.
Yeah. They're there one moment and just pop, gone.
Yeah, that's probably much it though. Although, correct me if I'm. How far away was the Blightlands from us? Is that like a day's walk?
Most of a day there, and then most of the day back. So you'd be camping out.
Yeah.
Melandrak does recommend, like, we have a sample of this wet corruption. Maybe we should get a sample of the dry corruption and see if there's a difference.
Cool. Yeah, that's fair enough.
You have to do an expedition.
Yeah, I have to do an expedition for it.
Okay.
And I'll be up to the rest of the group whether we do it.
Okay, yeah, if you want to invite the rest of the group to come along, you find Horik in the blacksmithery, helping out Zar and Erdov. Erdov is making the metal components of the barrels, very clear, and looks like there's like a purely metal cast made of like iron but thin that they're kind of working on, but it's not fully done. And Zar's not cutting wood, but like shaping wood into planks. And you have Horik there just like putting stuff together, helping out.
I do just immediately realize I should probably wait until the sword is done, actually.
Huh? Oh, no, I finished that yesterday. It's fine.
Oh, fantastic.
Here. Yeah, it's over there. And this light points to the corner, and it's like this elegant sword with this it has a blue hue to it. It always has. But you see that she cleaned up the sword, and you can see that there is a like a decorative, what do you call it? Like an acid wash. I can't remember. There's a name for it. Into the sword, and it shows almost like stems of a plant, but instead of becoming flowers, it turns into like flames along the sword itself. And then they put a nice hilt on it. It looks like polished, wonderful wood, very, very sturdy. Nice. And just like it's just there in the corner, leaning against the post.
Should just sort of give an appreciative nod and be like, "I'm impressed." Even just said it will be more basic. I was expecting I did not have too high hopes for it, but looks very impressive, actually.
Heard of speaks up, and yeah, it was a pleasure to work on. It's a good sword. It hadn't been cleaned in a very long time. You should take better care of your weapons. Sharp as a razor, though.
Yes, it is, sharpness is helpful, but it is the enchantment which is more important right now.
Mhm.
The enchantment that always goes off when I'm around.
Yes, it does. Well, that and the fire damage. That's also helpful. Yeah.
I mean, that and the ability to hurt ghosts, which is not like a thing that most swords can do.
Also true.
Very useful.
No. Like, the necromancer, Malandak, there we go. Malandak has asked if we go and get a sample from the Blightlands of the soil to see if the corruption is different from the source. And I will be heading out to try and get that. Will you be joining, or?
Yeah.
Very good. And that's it. That's all she needs. Got the
Sure.
agreement. You gave consent, you all heard.
I'll just follow along behind, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's gather up all the group, I guess. Unless anyone's doing anything important.
How many days has it been since we first got this sort of downtime? Is it still the first day?
Like 3 days. It's been 3 days.
Okay.
Lucifer and Melandrak have been like studying, and Horik has been helping them tinker and like hitting things with the hammers to help out.
Were there any sort of cattle mountable plows on hand?
No.
No.
You can make one you can make one out of a tree branch. It's not the best, but it'll plow land. You just need to find a tree shape like that, and then cut down the branch. It's gonna be heavy. Problem is you don't have any cattle. You can turn into an.
I can also just conjure animals.
What?
Oh,
I
like
can.
Cows?
It's just cows are beasts, right?
How many? I mean, at what scale of conjuring animals are we talking about?
I can. It's either 1 of CR2, 2 of CR1, 4 of CR half, or 8 of CR quarter, and cows are CR quarter. So technically, I can get 8 cows per spell for an hour.
You could do that, or you can go the Disney princess route and summon a bunch of little things that can just dig up the soil for you, and like as a horde.
Okay, well,
yeah,
it's
gophers or groundhogs.
if
Yeah,
if
so-
I can
yeah,
do that,
like-
I still limited by 8, but
Yeah, some ground squirrels or
yeah,
moles or whatever.
whichever works.
absolutely.
I don't know it that well, but yeah, if that works, cool. And then one of the days I probably would have cast plant growth on the area so that
You
Span.
choose
Hmm?
Can you choose how big of a or what grows there?
let's see. If you cast a spell over 8
Okay.
hours, you enrich the land, all plants in half-mile radius, set on a point within range. It can be enriched for 1 year. Yield twice normal amount of food.
That is an acre. That's what you're working on. Can you link the spell, please, just so I can read it? Mile. Dear God, druids are great. Okay.
A mile diameter circle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of green. Okay, sure. What do you planting though? It'd have to be something either something like native you scavenge, or it would have to be a very basic fruit or a crop which Pharaoh would have brought along. Like it's
I mean-
feasible to say he brought What are you planning?
Kind of just the basic stuff that Farah would have brought along. I doubt we would have found anything that we know how
Potatoes.
to farm. And so potatoes, any cereals?
God, I would say. I mean, if you have potatoes, you don't need much. You don't need cereals.
Okay,
I think barley's fair.
okay,
I think
then
barley's fair. Yeah, it's cheap. Okay.
then I'll plant potato and barley.
Okay, sounds good.
And then every now and then I can do speak with plants to ask them what they need.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, no, 3 days you can knock this out, especially if you have little animal helpers to help you plant stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Every time a bird lands, like pick at the seeds, you just yell at it.
Fucking chill touch.
I mean, you don't need to like rest, or I don't know if you need to eat, but like you're basically a scarecrow, right?
Yeah, I don't need food. I just need 4 hours of being immobile.
Okay. Yeah, so Hork and Lucera, you walk over to like 1 minute out, or like 30 cents outside of Hamlet, and you see Callie sitting in the middle of a dirt field.
Not even surprised.
Watching plants grow, I guess. When you're immortal, you pick up the weirdest hobbies.
I mean, I can also talk with them, so it's conversation.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm not okay.
Take
it away, guys.
Yeah, Callie's just sitting there, just making sure all the plants are growing fine.
We're heading towards Callie to ask him if he wants to come with us to get a sample.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change a couple of my spells to the farming spells, but you wouldn't have known this beforehand.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I like that you have a couple of farming spells. This is great.
Yeah, multiple farming spells. He's got his combat spell list, and then he's got his farming spell list.
Well, I mean, when you have so much stuff that'll actually help with it, just randomly.
Anyway, Mandrak is looking into that cursed ground found at the Ogre villages. He wants to see if there's something different about the one at the ground at the Blightlands. So, but that is more than a day's walk at least. So it would be best if we go in numbers.
Do we know what we're collecting? Are we looking for another source of water to compare like to like, or just getting some dirt, or
some whatever we can find, some dirt if nothing else.
All right, then.
The corruption is so different in terms of its appearance that we want to see if there is something different in terms of the source. But there is something, there's something clearly very wrong with the ground. It is permeated by negative energy, something which is not usually native to this plane.
Right. And Callie stands up, like, unrooting himself from where he's been for the past while.
Yeah.
Interesting choice words.
So we want to look into it just to see, and if nothing else, perhaps we can get a better look at whatever it was that was in the center of that land.
I am up for it.
All right. I would ask Madeline, but she's missing in action, so I guess we'll go tomorrow because you need to change your spells, don't you?
Well, we can go now. I'm still mostly combat fine. I only have to change 2 of them, I think.
All right, that's fine then. Well, let's go. Let's go then.
As long as Callie has the deadly weapon.
All she really needs, or he really needs.
I just.
It's so good.
Okay, sounds good. Like I said, it's gonna be like most of a day. Are you guys leaving out now, or are you just leaving in the morning?
What time is it now?
It's like 10 or 11
Might as well.
In the morning.
You can get to Blightlands. Okay, sounds good. Okay, yeah. Everyone goes to bed. You can change spells however you wish. Except you Hork, you can't.
Yeah,
That to that, and that to something else. Keep going.
Sounds good. You guys head out. Head to the Blightlands. You guys go through a lot of that plain, the grasslands, prairie, even, and it's uneventful. You see one of the little bison things, run away from you guys as soon as it sees you. Uneventful day though. As you get closer to Blightlands, the air sort of does get a bit colder. The wind tends to die down, and because of the tall grass, you get there, or how to say, you're there before you realize it. Essentially, you step in the tall grass, like, oh, it's right there, like 10, 15 feet in front of you. And you can see that it does go on for quite a while. Everything within this boundary is dead. You see dried grass and plants that are desiccated and dried out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and these masks on sticks around the area still.
Cool. One final thing. Sorry, I meant to do it before you left and we forgot for now.
Sure.
You said there was they mentioned there was iron, like ore that was just found around, right?
Yeah. There's something called I can't remember the exact term, but basically called like swamp iron. If there's like iron in the ground, water can wash away the sediment around it, and at least chunks of iron there. Yeah, so they have access. It's not great iron, but it's enough to like work with.
Could I use that as a reagent for something?
Absolutely.
Cool, because I need powdered silver and iron.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So just pick some of that, like I don't know, enough for 3 uses of the spell.
Erdov would be happy to powderize some stuff for you.
Grand. I don't agree that. Anyway, yeah. So just gonna keep up, and I'm presuming nothing has changed.
No. That's the number one thing about this place. It doesn't change.
All right, then yeah.
Your sword glows blue, by the way.
Yes, because Callie's nearby. Not a great warning system when it's
no, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay. Yeah, so she's just gonna sort of go up to the edge of Blighted Lands and just sort of see. I don't know. She'll try to, because she's looking into it, she'll like note down as much as she can.
Okay.
Just like as much information as possible.
Do you have detect magic?
I still do not.
Okay.
I haven't leveled up since last session, so I haven't got any more spells.
Oh, I wish I had it prepared. I just don't.
Melandrek has it prepared. Okay. You see Melandrek like cast a spell and stuff like that, and like look around and take notes. But Lucer, what is what are you doing specifically? Like, tell me.
Yeah. So if he's taking the notes, then that's fine. She will be looking to see if she can get a better look at that. She said there was like a castle or something, wasn't there? Or there was some kind of building.
Okay. So the area in front of you is rather vast.
Yeah.
It's more or less flat area. But the blight in this area is of a larger area than like the villages. The villages was like a small village.
This is much larger.
So you guys only saw the complex because you were at the mountain to the south.
That was where we saw it, was it? Okay, cool.
You were able to see that near the center of the Blightlands is this structure. You can tell it was like square shape, more or less, and made of stone. So it stuck out a little bit. The whole area, those black, you'd have to like walk in and then walk for a few minutes before you'd be able to get to where you think
Right.
the.
Yes, I remember we saw it. I don't remember it was seeing it from the bridge.
No,
Okay.
you can't see it from the edge. At least not this edge. You can like circle around if you want, but
Yeah.
there are some mountains to the northern part of the Blightlands, because like right now you guys are, if you look at the map,
Yeah,
you guys
that's
are right here, so basically. If you were to go north, you could get an elevated view.
Yeah.
It'd take another day though.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah, don't have a problem.
Yeah, that's grand.
Is there anything you would like to do before that?
Yeah, she'll probably just be discussing with Mandrak just sort of the differences. I mean, not interrupting a spell, obviously, but just sort of discussing like the ground here is most different. The Ogre villages is more like rot. It is decay, slime and sludge.
Hmm.
This is more just drained, almost.
Yeah. In addition, these masks indicate, I mean, if you trust the judgment of the natives, which I am inclined to do, that it had to be contained. Or things inside of it had to be contained. We don't actually. I don't know. Ignore me.
Yeah. Or maybe it was just like that, and they put the sticks here as a superstition.
Although, now that I think about it, if you go west a bit more, remember that section that didn't have the mask? It had like a growth of the Flatlands out.
It broke through into the forest, yes.
Right. So that means that this corruption spreads.
And it does seem as though these, well, almost perhaps the masks are stopping it. But magic in these words, to be generous to the ogres, is so slight. It is so basic.
If it's doing its job, it's good. That's
it is.
Even if it's sloppy.
It is sloppy, but that is the question. If this is something powerful enough to do that, and it is being stopped by that rudimentary magic, that doesn't seem to add up. The ogres have no great skill at spellcasting.
No, I agree with that. It could be that it is diminished in such a large area if there's something in the center causing it. Because this is a large area that's blighted, so maybe there's something in the center causing it. Or maybe it is just very old and the power it had is dissipating.
Perhaps. But I imagine we will not know from here. What does your spell tell you?
Not much, unfortunately. Negative energy, undead, something. Probably more of those ghosts that we saw. But beyond that, I don't see much. These masks, totem things keeping the blight in do have magical aura to them. It's not complex, but it is something. Beyond that, I have no answers.
There's
Let me get a sample. Or wait, yeah, yes. And then Melindrek's going to pull out like a glass vial and is going to walk up to the barrier there.
Yeah.
Look around, and then just dip his hand, a gloved hand, into the soil and get a sample of the soil into the flask there, the vial. I mean. Okay.
What? Does anything grab him? Okay.
Nope. All safe.
Okay. Right then. I imagine now she'll just be looking up to the north and be like, there is some of that mountain range up north. Perhaps we could get a better view from there.
Okay. Yeah. And with nothing else left to do here, you guys head out and head north. Now it's gonna be a difficult terrain. How high up you're just going high enough so you can like see the compound, the building, the ruins?
Yes. Also, if we go up high enough, could we get a view of this area as well to see what Ogre Village is? Because we were talking about getting an elevated view.
Yeah, you'd have to climb up significantly more because this area over here is all very hilly.
Yeah.
You'd have to climb up significantly more in order to be clear of that. Like climbing rock faces sort of stuff.
I mean, I am fine with this.
Okay. So you guys come to the mountain, how to say? The mountain, the bottom of the mountain? There's a name for it.
The foot.
Base?
Yeah, there you go. The foot of the mountain. And climb up the hills a little bit, before it starts turning into like sheer side. And you can actually get a view of the Blightlands. There is it's a good distance away. You can't tell great detail from this distance. None of you have magnifying glasses or like that, or telescopes. But you can see that there is a stone square structure here of good size, comparable to the ruins that you found along the coastline, maybe even bigger. You can see that it had a tower to it that has been collapsed in on the side and has fallen over. But let's see, anything else that you can tell from there? No, nothing else you can really tell from that. It is solidly in the Blightlands. You'd have to like cross over and walk maybe an hour,
Right.
which would be very dangerous and deadly.
Yes. It would be the first time we've done something dangerous and deadly.
Okay. And then you said you wanted to climb even further, rock face, like cliff face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I'll try and get a good view on the.
Sure. I don't think anyone can or would be willing to follow you.
Yeah, sure.
What I can do is I can wild shape into something small and be carried by Lucira going up.
How long does that last for?
How long is it again?
Something like it's hours equal to half your druid level.
Hours? Too many hours is fine.
It's such a long thing to read through.
Yeah,
sure. You know what? Let's hand away. Yeah, it's fine. You can be a little field mouse or a sparrow or something. Labrador retriever. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, it takes an hour. Lucira's fast. Lucira's very fast.
It'll be 3 hours. I can keep it up.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, an hour of climbing, especially since Lucira is natural at climbing.
Or unnatural.
Yeah, born natural. Just jumping up this cliff face. Yeah. After about an hour of climbing, even with all that bullshit, you can get to the top of this mountain. You actually, yeah, just because you're traveling at an incredible speed, you can get to the top of this mountain, and you have a full damn view of this valley. You can even see the lock down here. You can't tell any details because it's so damn far away, but you can see with details within this area here. You see the same opening or clearing at the center of the Nosebleed Forest. At the center. You see no more particular ruins. You see the Stonehenge sort of structure over here. And you can see that there are 2 more of these black dots. One of them is along the mountain face, and one of them is just northwest of the Stonehenge.
So it's almost looking like the Stonehenge is somewhat in the center of them as well.
Yeah, kind of. It's amongst them. It's amongst them because you have like one all the way over here, and so I can add a dot, I guess.
Anyway, yeah, that's fine. All right, so there's 2 more. Well, 2 more things we can go and investigate then.
Okay.
Yeah. That's really much it. Really.
Is there anything else in the area that you want to ask questions about? Because you're up here and you can observe stuff.
Yes, you mentioned that there's there was a clearing or something in the center of Nosebleed Forest.
Yeah, there's a clearing. You can't see details about it, but you can see in there.
Yeah, can I just get a rough idea on how far in it is?
Right about there.
Right, so yeah, pretty smack bang in the middle. Alright.
It's literally smack dab in the middle.
Alright, cool. Yeah, there's no real shortcut or anything like that to get there.
Nope.
Right.
It is along the river, though.
Can I still see the fortress on the other side of the ravine? That one.
No. It's really hard to tell any detail whatsoever.
Yeah.
You cannot see any fortress at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm presuming there's nothing else of a particular note.
Nope. Not one bit.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay, sounds good. And it takes an hour to go down.
No, I think I'd like to take the expressway down.
Okay, Lucier jumps to her death.
Hang on, 1 minute. I know this is really one moment, but free to go back.
Okay,
Okay,
Lucier's dead.
I survive. Let's go.
Do you? Do you have flight speed?
I have an avoid death.
Well, if you turn to a cat, you should be fine. They can fall great distances, right?
Sure.
Alternatively, you can turn into a whale and be very funny.
Still wouldn't die. That's the funny thing.
Just try to like an ant, and then you won't hurt yourself when you hit the ground. You know?
Yeah.
Sorry, food delivery.
Yo.
Anyway, yes, Lucero will just sort of take a step off the cliff face.
Okay, Callie, would you like to jump from this person who is attempting to, I don't know. You have faith in your friends?
I have faith in Lucera.
You have faith in Lucero? Okay, Lucero, you're like the scene from God of War.
Yep.
Yep, you just
Do that. And
free
then
falling.
and once she gets to the sort of roughly when she, like you can where she wants to land, she'll get further fall.
Do you have a small feather? No, I'm fucking with you. Okay, yeah. 5 falling creatures within range. Yeah, sounds good.
And she will
Orc,
obviously
I don't know if you.
herself and
Yeah.
yeah, and
Unfortunately, the sudden change in the rate of descent throws all your organs into the front of your body and it turns into mush.
that's a future problem. Yeah. So what the others will see is as she's falling, she'll eventually just sort of snap her fingers and she'll slow down and then she'll sort of orient herself so that she just sort of lands like it's nothing.
Mary Poppins.
Yes, basically.
Like Mary Poppins sounds good.
Mary Poppins.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Forgot about that. That was so good. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Hork and Melandrek. I don't know if you guys are even talking to each other. Melandrek does not want to play cards.
Damn it. Why does nobody ever want to play cards?
You have a reputation. Melandrek's fine just sitting there reading his book with the zombies or with you guys just standing there.
It's a book on card playing. He orders the zombies to play cards but leaves you out of it.
I'd like to fling small, tiny little rocks at the zombies.
Melandrek just like looks up. Doesn't move his head, but you see his eyes like just dart up to see this and just like goes back to reading. It's an
It's like
hour later.
gravel, basically. Just
An hour later, Lucera drops in like Mary Poppins, y'all. Okay.
Yeah, it seems as though there are 2 more ogre villages just to our east, really. So, yes, they are also affected by whatever blight there is there. So, it does certainly not seem to be contained to just a couple of them. It is too consistent to be that. So, I mean, I feel it would be best if we go explore. Will you be joining us for that as well, Alan Zach?
I have nothing better to do. I'll be honest.
Oh. But yes, we got a better look at the. Oh yeah, no, it's because we could all see the castle thing.
Yep.
Right.
Sure.
And also, it seems as though there is a clearing in the middle of the forest, which is not particular notes, but it's good to know, really.
I don't think we even get to it, so that's fine.
No.
Okay.
No.
To the Ur village, then, right?
Yes, and Lucio will just sort of lead the way, I guess.
Oh, this will be my first time seeing this corruption.
Oh yes. If I were you, when we get to the village, I would hold my nose, really. You will most likely smell it long before you see it.
I'm used to the smell. Just gesture to the zombies. Okay, let's head off.
Yeah, something with a solid point, really. Didn't think of that through.
Okay. And you guys head off to the first Ogre village. Let's take a 10 there. I need to get more coffee. And
Sounds good to me. I'm going to snack.
eat. Yeah.
Sounds good, sounds good.
Callie is just still sitting in
about 15.
Lucier's. Callie's still sitting in Lucier's pocket just for 2 more hours of not having to walk himself.
Let's come back in 15 actually.
So what I do is I get Callie in my hand and I throw it as far as I can.
Okay. So you guys head off from the Blight Lands. You head east towards the first village that you saw. Now, villages, meh. You saw a black spot. Black area. And you head towards that, right? It takes about less than half a day. But you get there. You crest over a hill. Same grassy plain. So you crest over a hill. And you see in front of you a completely demolished rubble of a village. Nothing. No other places had like huts left. This place has been leveled. You can still see the ruins of thatched roofs and stuff like that. It's still blighted. You don't have any particular feeling of like danger or like being watched that you've had at some of these other places. But yeah, this is all in front of you. What would you guys like to do? How would you like to proceed?
Well, this is something a little different. The others were not quite as ruined as this. I mean, for sure they were not in great condition, but I imagine that with the ogres building things, that was the norm, really. But
this seems more intentional.
Yes, this is more demolished than the others. So now we could go in and see if there's a reason why. And she's just going to start marching in.
Yep, all of you?
Yep.
Okay. The ground has the same black stickiness.
Mm-hmm.
You look around. There's no corpses or bones or anything like that. There haven't been at any of these villages. Melindrek is like looking at the ground, casting spells and taking samples and all that, doing his stuff. And you guys are just kicking through the rubble, looking for stuff?
Yeah, Lucier's going to be looking out for a totem pole. As there's been one in every village so far.
I would like to look out for anything that glints in sunlight.
And also...
Oh, my God. Oh, sorry, I just took a drink of fresh coffee and I forgot that it's usually really hot at the start.
Yeah.
Oh God!
The only thing I had
the whole coffee experience because the taste got
I had a friend who drank still boiling tea and hit the back of his throat, base of the spinal cord, went to a seizure.
Oh my God!
Thermal
Wow.
shock. Yep.
Holy
boiling water will fuck you up.
Yeah.
I'll make sure not.
One boiling water or one thirsty boy.
Were they okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
They seized for a moment and then sat up and he was like, lads, did I fall asleep or something?
His brain went into shock. Oh shit.
That is terrifying.
That's some good tea.
When the tea hits just right.
You blacked out.
Yeah, that you black the fuck out.
Dude, if there was tea that made me black out, I'd drink that in a heartbeat.
We can find that for you.
There you go on. I'll drink it.
Right now.
Okay, what are we doing? Okay. You have to kick around a bit. Lucira, you have to kick around a bit. But you look in the center of the village, and you can see that underneath this pile of ash and dirt and rubble, there is a totem. It's been pushed over. It has been desiccated and partially burned, in fact. And you can just wipe away that and try and like clean it up.
Grand.
And we'll come back to that soon.
Yep.
Orc and Callie are looking around this place. Just looking through the rubble and stuff like that. I know Hork, you're looking for shiny stuff. You don't find any shiny stuff. They don't have a lot of that here. Sorry.
I'm like keeping an eye out for danger.
Hork, you do find another one of the masks. One of the masks that you have, one of the masks that's around the Blightlands. It is still in good. It was like underneath rubble and ash and all that. But it's still maybe a bit charred. But you recognize it as the same thing. You have one in your inventory, in fact.
Yep.
Yep, they had one here.
Okay, cool. I'll take it back to the group then. Hey, if anybody needs one of these masks, they help with you. They can give you like courage, I suppose. He wiggles the mask in front of his companions.
I don't imagine it would fit any of us.
You just like pop on over your head.
Okay.
I mean, if it was too small, it wouldn't, but it's too large, so it.
Yeah, you would
put
think.
it on. Hard to see, but it's fine. Lucira, you get done sweeping away the totem here. One second. And you cast your spell, right?
Yep.
Is it a ritual cast?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have to keep track of it then. Okay. The name of this clan was the Seers.
Ooh.
Lots of eyes is their icon. You get a rough idea of the history. It seemed like their thing was to keep the evil spirits out. They were healers. They were even pacifists, which is weird for ogres.
Yeah.
These are some strange ogres. All the rest of them, dumb, violent, whatever. These guys had a strong spirituality. It's kind of interesting. No references to dragons though.
Okay.
They seem to have gotten along well with the other ones. And here's the thing, right? They get along with the other ogre tribes in the area, but you can see that it has names of ogre tribes, and the names have been with a knife crossed through.
Interesting. And it's specifically the names of them that have been carved out.
Yes. You can notice the Spring Tribe, the Waterfall Tribe, the Rock Boys, and the Dragon Slayers.
Alright, so Spring Tribe is the one in the center. Waterfall Tribe, I'm presuming, is the River Tribe. Rock Boys, I presume is the one we haven't been to yet.
Yeah, there's another one.
And then these guys were effectively the Seers.
Yep.
Here's going to be a really rough question. From what I can see where it's carved out, is it look like? How does it look like it's carved? Does it look like a knife that, say, someone we could wield, or is it carved out with claws, or like what?
Big dull blade.
A big dull blade. Okay.
Still a blade, but not like a razor sharp pocket knife or boot knife that you guys have.
Okay, interesting. So it seems like it could have been an ogre blade.
Let me think this through. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Shit. I have made a mistake.
Oh?
Let me clarify something. I'm typing it out right now, just to make it clear.
All right.
Yeah, I'll leave it as this. Fuck it. No, that works out. Never mind. Ignore me. It's fine. It's simpler if I don't. Okay, yeah.
All right.
All the tribes have been struck through.
Interesting. It seems like it could have been an ogre blade, but this tribe seemed to get along with the other tribes.
They did. It didn't seem to fight. Like I said, it's
So why would it look like an ogre blade has been used? It could be an undead ogre blade, I guess. We've seen them used now.
Yeah. I don't know if they would really bother updating a totem though.
Well,
yeah,
it was intelligent.
Yeah, I don't know if it was intelligent.
Oh well, okay. I presume I'll just be spending some time doing that, and what the others want to do.
Sounds good. Other than that, there's nothing left here. The entire area has been completely desiccated and wiped out.
Seems as though this tribe in particular was targeted. This was not the norm. And it seems as though this tribe itself was an outlier.
Yeah. Drastically different in temperament. Not in culture, though. Culture-wise, they seem some have totem and all that in the same sort of huts you recognize in the ruins. But these appear to be, some pacifist and magic, and yeah, it's an odd one. Anyways, that's all that you can find at this village, though.
Cool.
I need to do a write-up of all the ogre trap stuff you've discovered yet. I need to do that. Okay. Mm-hmm. And Meldrick is done with his sampling and looking at stuff. And he keeps it to himself. And you guys head off to the next one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The next tribe, well, it's nighttime, but you guys rest. New day. Imagine you rest outside the town. It's a new day.
Okay.
As the sun goes down, you just find like a tree and you guys camp out underneath it. And start up in the morning. And head on to the next one. The tribe that is along the rock face here. And you get there, and again, you can see that this. Let's see. You can see that it literally was pressed against like a cliff face, and there's occasionally a hill. So as you guys are walking, you crest over this hill, and you can see this black, corrupted area, about 150 feet forward away from you, and you can see that it has a cave opening into the rock face. And you can see, even from this distance, because they're very extravagant, art like ogre art, very basic stuff, like caveman stuff, scrawled and carved in the outside of it.
Interesting. They would not expect ogres. I mean, as basic as it is. But oh well, we'll still see. We shall see. Okay. So it looks like it's what? It is a village is inside this cave entrance, or
You don't see any buildings outside the cave. They probably live in the cave, but the black corruption has sort of like spread outside.
that would make sense.
It's at that time you see this thing. The wind changes slightly, and you get a smell. You've been to these ogre towns before. They have their smell. This is a different smell. You recognize this smell. It reminds you of the. Don't want to get too gross. A pussy smell that you recognize as an ogrepeed. It reminds the sense of smell and memory is very much tied, and it has a particular sourness to it, and that wafts in the air.
Well, shit. So immediately sort of put out a hand to stop Malandrak. You may wish to be more careful with this one. That smell was like when we fought that creature, that ogrepeed. And that is not something that went down easily. You may want.
Nice. Lucifer, you stop everyone. Melandrek on that. And start to explain to Melandrek what it is. And Melandrek just points back towards the cavern. And you can see this bloated ogrepeed. What a stupid name. Emerging from the cavern, but it has to like squeeze its way out. And its many arms help with that. And you see it pull itself out of the cavern. You can see that it has scrapes along the side that are weeping this black liquid as it drops as it's moving, probably from scratches along the cavern. And it pulls itself out, and it continues on southward. Not at a great pace, just like wandering out.
Southward, cool. If I remember right, this thing had a really good sense of smell.
You recognize last time that you interacted with this thing that it was like smelling around.
Yeah.
You guys are
downwind of it now. But...
yeah, downwind from it. So it, you can smell it. It can't smell you.
Yeah. The moisture.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you look in the area, you can see that around, because there's a lot of grass here and stuff like that, and like a little bit of hillage, so it's hard to see. But you can see like the blighted area outside the cavern. You can notice the mark of this thing moving its massive body along the ground, and then it disappears. It pulls itself along southward, and within a minute is behind a hill and gone.
Well, I mean, we may wish to be careful. The last time we fought that thing, or one of those, we had a Hydra helping us. But it seems as though we confirmed it was there's more than one of them.
Do you think there could have been one per village and the others we just haven't seen yet?
Perhaps, but I don't know. I mean, we do not see tracks of those creatures at the Spring Tribe.
True.
So it does not seem as though there was one from there. still not do to get involved in a fight with that thing. I do not know if it will come off so well this time. Still, if we're fairly certain it's gone, we could probably go and explore the village still.
Yeah. I don't know how you'd be certain it's gone. You can't smell it anymore. You can't hear it. You can't see it.
I know, but also if we go back, then we found out nothing apart from the fact that it wasn't the Ogre-Pede.
Still, knowing another Ogre-Pede will be useful to tell the Dergar.
True. He's also vaguely headed in that direction. But still. Just see what the party thinks then. If the party wants to risk it, we can go in and try it, but
I think we should risk it.
Okay. All of you or just the halfling?
Yeah, I think we should risk it.
Alright, then there we go. Let's risk it.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good. All three of you move in, cautiously looking around you for the Ogre-Pede, with no sight of it, and you head in. Now it is a very dark cavern, and God, it smells really bad. And the walls are like dripping with black dahi. You hear like sizzling of acidity to it. It's a hole meant for ogres, so you guys can squeeze through there. Just don't touch the walls. In fact, but it does like burn the lungs of those of you who need to breathe. As you go in, do you light any torches?
No. What kind of peasant needs torches?
Me.
Yes,
yeah.
Lights and torches.
I know, I stand by my statement.
Okay, sounds good.
So long as lighting the torches doesn't cause some kind of like methane explosion.
Everyone takes 10d10 fire damage.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna assume Callie's holding the torch because Hork is the thief.
Torch one hand,
Right.
staff in the other.
So you guys continue in. It's a cavern, cave entrance. It doesn't take that much for you to actually get through the entranceway. It's short, 15 feet. Like I said, the air is really acidic. It kind of burns the eyes, the lungs. Doesn't smell or taste good either. But when you get through that, you see that this actually opens up into a rather large opening, a cavern opening. Everything is dark right now except for your torch, but certain people, like Lucero, can see clearly that there are, how to say? I guess everyone will be able to see. Bioluminescent fungus. There's not a lot here, but they do like light up so that you can kind of tell shapes and stuff like that. Detail you need light for. And you see something in front of you. All village, huts, they have their own like areas, like living areas that have been built in with mud to situate walls and stuff like that. So the ogres have lived here. You see a totem in the center, just as all the rest, and you can see amongst the torchlight, the walls actually glow. And you can see that there is art here. It's ogre art, so it is simple. But even for that simplicity, like a lot of effort and even talent has gone into this. And you can see, I know, they're evolving. You can see that it is a chronicle. Even more than the totems have been for the other places. Where the hell is my computer? Every village has their totem, it has a bit of history. This is like a chronicle. There are historic or heroic figures of ogres slaying monsters and evil spirits being banished and all that. It is a cultural and even historic like gold mine for as far as ogres go. And it seems to be mostly painted out of mixture of certain dirt or berries mixed with this this fungus, this bioluminescent fungus, so it actually glows certain colors as it's painted. Only in the presence of torch light, though. There's a word for that. Iridescent? I can't remember. But anyways, yeah. What would you all like to do?
Examine the art, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just are you doing totem, or are you just doing art? You all three of you looking at art?
And I'd like to look at the ground, see if there's any
no
accumulation of bones or stuff like that. Mounds.
There are
storage
like
pieces.
push the piles are like food waste, animal waste. Like they just ate all the bits of. No, they probably just eat the damn rabbit's hole.
There's no
There's
like human or humanoid skeletons or
No.
anything like that.
No, nothing like
Yeah.
that. No ogre
Okay.
skeletons either. Okay. The art itself covers these walls. To find anything in particular would be difficult to do. If you want to just like wander around and look at stuff, or you're looking for specific subjects or icons or like that, what are you guys doing?
Dragon or like magic related.
Okay. So you have to walk past the totem into the center of this thing, and all these paintings are never mind. Past the totem in like the center of this area, you reach up the torch and you see glimmering in multicolored a representation of Tiamat as well. But above and beyond that, you see the one particular head of Tiamat above the rest. The black head of Tiamat. As sort of like the centerpiece, and all the other heads like lower and side to the side of it. And you raise your torch up, and you can see a skeletal figure, sort of how to say. It's not clear how it's interacting with this head of Tiamat, but it's like above and behind it, or worshipping it, or summoning it, or something. But there's some sort of interaction here. Again, this art is very rough, so like specific details are really hard to pull out. You don't know if this is like a representation of death or like what this is specifically. You're not coached in ogre culture and artistic. Is there anything else that you guys want to look for?
Interesting that they're worshipping one specific head of Tiamat over the others. Especially when this one was black. I'm presuming this is character knowledge, but black is connected to acid.
Black is connected to acid.
Which is the same as me.
Wait, okay.
Callie is a black dragonborn.
Okay.
I haven't spot acid at you because I thought it'd be rude.
I mean, technically true. It is rather rude. But still, why would they worship? I mean, okay, yeah, I'm presuming Lucio will make that connection that, okay, you're Black Dragonborn, but I've never seen Tiamat, the individual heads of Tiamat raised differently before.
Yeah. Usually the worship of Tiamat includes all of them. But if they have an affinity towards a particular type of chromatic dragon, it'd still use like Tiamat as a representation, but there would be emphasis on the type of dragon that they put emphasis on.
Yeah. All right.
Can I attempt something, please?
Yeah, always.
I would like to use religion plus knowledge from a past life to see if I can see if I've read something or been around someone that's in my past life that knew more about sort of Tiamat based religions.
Okay. Sure. Can you give me a roll?
So it'll be a
With
normal
all your
and then
bonuses.
plus a d6.
Mhm.
So fuck's sake.
Um,
Fuck's sake.
people worship Tiamat out of fear or greed. It's one of those two.
Interesting.
Oh.
Fear or greed?
Wow, you rolled really shit
Yeah,
considering all the bonuses.
yeah.
So you know how you said there was like it was chronicling banishing some spirits as well, right?
Yeah. Off to the left, it
Yeah.
has it looks like, how to say, art evolves over time. These drawings look older and more simple.
Right. Is there anything? Oh, sorry, Karen.
No, ask your question.
Is there any specific like spirit or anything that stands out as like more because of the fact that spirits are always going to be connected to the undead, and we've got the undead in the Blightlands, which is not like a million miles away. So, like, is there something more significant, like what might look a greater spirit or something of that nature, or is it just a bunch of mixed spirits?
It doesn't have a face. You do see like there being fanciful like yellow color to represent like something magical around these ogres that are banishing evil spirits, but you can't really discern what the hell they're talking about. It could just be like, oh, it's good magic, good juju.
No, I mean, like, is there one like chronicle where there's a bigger spirit or a more important spirit that they're banishing, something more significant than your everyday spirit?
No.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, it doesn't sound like they have any connection to or knowledge on what with the Blightlands were as well.
You're a nobility. You've been around art.
I imagine this is very different art.
It is different art, but you notice that there's a lack of central enemy, or like usually when you have cultural works, you have like us versus enemy.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not a personified thing. It just seems like evilness in general. You can they would have record of what you can interpret as that black fog.
Oh. Interesting. So if I remember rightly, we found the black fog at this fort.
You have found it at ruins of the elves.
Yeah, Elven ruins. Right.
Elven ruins. And it looks like the ogres are keeping evilness in general away. But as like a form of that is the black fog. It doesn't seem like they're fighting a specific enemy. It's more like it's like cultural heritage to keep the bad stuff.
Keep it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is old art, so they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah. Yes, they have. And it seems they finally lost.
Yeah. The Tiamat stuff is much newer.
Oh.
And the death figure above / behind the Tiamat Blackhead is also new. In fact, there's no representation of like skeletal anything anywhere, except for that one figure, which is odd.
I wonder if they were losing and they turned to Tiamat. Or whatever it was, or whatever Tiamat they got.
Yeah. Can you give me a history check?
All right. Okay. Wow, rolling like trash tonight.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a basic concept, so like it's fine. You don't have to roll that high for it. There is at some point there was a cultural change here.
Yeah.
Their art obviously evolved over time, but how they represent stuff and what they're representing changed from old art to new art.
Yeah, there's a very distinct difference.
Yeah, something actually changed their culture. Relatively recently, too. Yeah, I need to do a whole write-up of the ogres. There's been enough exploration of them. I should detail the stuff you guys have found.
All right. So, when it changes, it doesn't look like there's any major events before then. It's not like, oh, here's a chronicle of a great war, and then suddenly it changes. It's just basic spirit stuff. Here we go, and then it changes. Suddenly.
Yeah, no, there's no cataclysmic event listed here. It's just the Tiamat and the dead thing
suddenly takes over.
Have appeared, yeah.
Suddenly takes over as their object of worship or
objects of
servitude, focus. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe not worship, but
and Melandrek is there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Melandrek's just gonna look at it, and yeah.
Cool. So, do you say there was a totem as well, or?
There is a totem, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm okay. I'm gonna go do my normal totem stuff.
Yeah, sure thing. Same cast spell. Rock Boys. This is their totem. They are also great warriors. They keep history, and they view themselves as very like heroic, like the greatest fighters of the ogres. A lot of them say that. These are all old carvings. Nothing new has been added.
So this was all the old history.
These are the totems are like foundational parts of the culture. They don't add shit onto this. The fact that the Watcher, or what was it, the Seers tribe, the fact that they actually like changed their totem by scratching names out, that's something that can't be undone. That was a big deal.
But the River tribe also, because they had the Tiamat on one of their totems.
They added Tiamat. They already had Hydra, but they like added Tiamat into it. They modified it.
Right. Okay. So it's not quite as drastic a change as this is, but still, it's clearly something's happened. And it's not, but then it wasn't like a cataclysmic event because they were still here. Like, they were still writing their story. It was just a very different story now.
Yeah.
And I wonder, God damn it, I want answers, man.
Yeah. So there's no interaction between the elves who were here before and the ogres. So there's no like direct line between those two at just looking at what
the only connection they have is the black smoke.
Yeah.
We don't know whose side that black
smoke
is on.
What you've seen of the black smoke is it's a thing that just sort of is around. It's sort of like it's not going away. It's an environmental hazard at this point.
Yeah.
As is the blight that spreads.
Yeah, but we found both of those at specific locations. It's not like
at specific locations, right?
Well, it's not like you're just going around and there's a bunch of black smoke over there on a hill. It's the black smoke is in these elven ruins, and these blighted, rotten grounds are ogre. All right. So we know. Okay, so something has clearly happened. Something not cataclysmic, but there was a very definitive change in culture.
Yeah.
Over a very short period of time.
And
minimal, maybe even instant.
And then some sort of form of negative energy,
And
or
yeah,
a negative, been affecting the villages.
Nothing that we've seen. Because Tiamat isn't connected to negative energy. She's destruction and fucking... Well, yeah, destructive force.
Yeah.
But not corruption in the way that this is.
Not corruption, no. Although the skeletal figure above and behind the black head of Tiamat does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an undead thing.
It's definitely undead. But it's not like detailed enough for us to think of any specific thing.
No, it's definitely like art in non-specific reverence sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's put at the center of the room above and behind Tiamat. That's a big spot to put something.
Yeah, especially if it was something you were kind of worshipping before or showing reverence to before.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I got nothing at the minute. Mandrak, have any thoughts on it?
Well, they seem to be worshipping Tiamat, sure. But the skeletal figure, the undead, we'll just call it undead, is something else that we can't identify.
It seems such
Now-
a... Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you can go.
No, it's fine. I thought Mandrak was done. I'll go after that.
I think the main thing that I could take away from this land is that something horrible happened a very long time ago, wiped out or affected the elves who were in the area. And a lot of that stuff is still around. We see it in the blight and the fog you've described. Think I don't know. I don't think this undead thing that they're depicting here is a new thing. I think it might be something left over. Because everything else bad here is left over. I don't know about the Tiamat stuff. That's not my area of expertise.
It seems like such a drastic change here. I mean, earlier they were binding and sealing the spirits back, holding them at bay, and then for them to show some manner of reverence all of a sudden. That is not something that just happens.
Cultures can swing, especially if something disruptive happens. There's no evidence of anything particularly apocalyptic, but
No,
I mean,
it's not.
just gestures at the Tiamat and the undead, like that seems pretty drastic.
Yeah, anything where Tiamat's involved is already drastic. No, but
I think finding out what that undead thing there is will lead to is the missing puzzle piece.
well, the only thing further that I can think of would be the Blightlands. If we are looking for a source of corruption and something is being contained within, that would be my guess.
It could just be a lich of some sort, but I don't have. That's not a subject they teach us. It could be something else. I don't know. There's certain knowledge that is banned for us for good reason.
Yeah, the Zero probably knows a moderate amount about liches. Not an expert or anything, but I can probably picture her having a bit more knowledge of.
Anyone who has knowledge, religion or even arcana, I would let you roll for it.
I have religion.
Sure, I'll go for Arcana then. Oh, finally!
Holy crap! Okay. I don't know what information to give you specifically, so how about this? What you rolled really well. I'll give you 4 questions. There's 4 questions you want to ask me. If you run out of questions, I can just give you generic, like miscellaneous information that pops in my head.
Would a normal lich be able to corrupt the land on this level?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So there's an immediate one. I'm going to use a question.
Many powerful undead could also corrupt land, but that's the scale of power that you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even going to use a question on how strong are they, because this will immediately know we are not even fucking close to a lich.
Yeah. The power of friendship.
With the power of friendship and hope.
And a lot of natural 20s.
And this gun I found.
Compounding interest. Takes your gold and put in a... Anyways. Power of this gun I found. Okay. I believe you have 2 more questions. Or 3 more questions.
2 more questions, 3 questions.
Any y'all can ask questions if you have something pops into mind.
Frick. So we know it definitely can be like this. What kind of things could contain a lich? Because if it's a lich this powerful, it's not going to be the rudimentary runes that this ogre is throwing out. So there's going to be something more to contain a lich. If it was a lich.
You know that you know about phylacteries. So the 25. You know about phylacteries. They contain the soul of the lich entity. And if you kill the lich, but you don't destroy the phylactery, it just comes back again. You'd have to destroy the phylactery. Sometimes the phylacteries can get contained magically. Other civilizations that rely on undead or something like that would keep them imprisoned essentially, and maybe like by happenstance after 10,000 years it pops out. That's a possibility. But yeah, anything with like binding them or imprisoning them would involve phylactery stuff.
It would be affecting the phylactery more than affecting them.
Yeah.
Right. So I wonder if that's what the Bloodlands is. Like, is it that there's a lich or some powerful spirit there? Because if I remember rightly, when we were crossing the Blightlands, we did get that presence or that feeling that something's out there. You're fucked.
Yeah. Something of great power turned its eye towards you.
Yeah. Like full Eye of Sauron effect on us involved.
Okay, 2 more questions.
I don't know. I can picture liches being worshipped. Because if you're that level of arcane power,
yeah,
and necromantic power, yeah, you can probably get people to worship you real quick.
Yeah, and something made these ogrepedes, and that requires great skill and knowledge and power.
Yeah. I'm just so. Is it a case of the undead spirit was always here? Whatever remnants the ogres were fighting, ogres eventually lost. So, and they were already worshipping Tiamat. But then where's this connection with the black dragon head specifically coming from? I mean, unless they were already connected to acid, but why would they have a connection to acid?
There are the statues with acid anyway.
Yeah. But apart from that, we've not seen any other connection to acid.
Unless whatever lich came around could have used a lot of acid. And such, they just linked the two together themselves.
Dragons are a powerful form or source of magic. So something like parasitic, like a lich, there could be some sort of interaction there.
It could even have been a black dragonborn lich.
It could have even been a black dragonborn lich.
That is fair, actually. It could be a dragonborn. Black dragonborn lich.
Melindrek slowly turns over to look at Callie.
Yeah. Unfortunate connection here, really.
Callie's just smiling.
Yeah. Or we don't actually know he was actually a lich in his previous life and he's just trying to get his phylactery back.
It's fine, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm a pretty good guy.
Are we sure about that?
Hey, Callie, why does your character sheet say turn traitor as soon as you enter the boss room?
Because I'm actually a triple agent. I'm meant to be working for the bad guys. But I turn traitor against the boss.
Dude,
when we enter.
I'll never forget the fucking paladin, Cypher's turncoat paladin.
Oh, well, the one he accidentally revealed because it's on his
That
character
was
sheet.
so fucking hilarious when he gave me control of him. I was like, wait a minute, why is he a Oathbreaker paladin?
Oh, that's just funny. Okay, yeah, I think you have one more question.
Fuck. Guys, do you have any questions?
Where is the lich right now? That's the question. Can I get
Sorry.
an answer?
Right behind you.
Unknown.
I don't have any specific questions now.
Not really.
No, I mean, are there spirit? Are there things other than a lich that could have this effect?
Yes.
I know there is. Okay, so it's not necessarily a lich, but something.
I'm not going to count that as a question because I actually stated that after the first question that lich could be powerful enough to do this, but several undead could be powerful enough to do that.
Could I use one of that last question to get a little bit more detail on what kinds of things that could be then? Like, if not specifically a lich.
Sure. Hypothetically, so liches are very powerful.
Yeah, liches are in the do not fuck with category.
Right below that, the classic one, ancient vampire.
Oh, that would make so much fucking sense.
Also, too strong for you guys to fight.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: we found those vampire sarcophagi, coffins, whatever, before, but also it doesn't explain necessarily the connection to acid.
Like dragonborn vampire?
Black dragonborn vampire lich. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a fucking terrifying combination, really.
God, I should have made that as a character.
I wouldn't have allowed it. Fuck that. The depictions of the vampires, plus the one you guys saw when you uncovered its crypt, Elvish in
Elvish vampires.
Yeah. Technically,
but the black mist was what was keep. No, sorry. It was the black mist was escaping from the vampire or from the crypt. The stake was keeping him paralyzed, wasn't it?
Yeah. Whatever.
So it's vampiric.
So the black mist, how you've seen it, has been used against the what's the fucking the dark elves? What are they called again? Not those ones. The No, not the Drow. The other ones. The dark. The Shadow Realm.
Shadowkai.
Shadowkai. The Shadowkai. The mist has been used against the Shadowkai. That's what you've seen. So something else.
Right.
I might be convoluting things or explaining things a little bit now.
Okay, yeah. All right. So yeah, because if I remember, there was like in that city, it was. I remember there was like Shadowkai writing, wasn't there? 'Cause that was what Mad was.
Yeah, this whole the oldish culture that was here that built this underground city and had this fortress here, Shadowkai. They were led by 3 vampires. The heart of the people, the fist of the people, and the voice of the people. And the fist of the people is still entombed in a horrible existence of eternal drowning. The other 2 are unknown.
Clearly, we have to revive him to get answers.
We honestly might. Fuck. Sounds like a terrible idea, really.
We should do it then. Gotcha.
We really should not revive that vampire.
What if he helps with your alcohol business?
We should definitely revive that vampire.
Easy to get and turn around on that. Okay. So Shadowkai were here. They were being led to book.
Something happened with the Shadowkai. You don't have enough information.
Yeah, something happened with the Shadowkai.
Something happened with the Shadowkai. They got fucked.
Yeah, but by what?
You don't have enough information for that. Something happened to the Shadowkai.
Yeah. Also, now
one of their leaders is entombed, imprisoned, whatever you want to call it. The other 2 are unknown. Thousands of years passed after that. You don't know what the hell was going on there. The ogres settled the area, and then relatively recently, this undead figure has taken over the area culturally.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm back. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
So,
Hi.
Right, cool. So, righty then. Yeah. Anyone else want to do anything while we're here?
I think so.
I think Horacle's looking for shinies, right?
Hey, I already had a look at the phone and stuff like that. I don't think there's going to be anything in here.
Ogres subsist off of a communist society. There's no valuables.
They also store their goods in the ceiling, so every time you look at the floor, you've been missing them.
It's really actually a fairly good place to hide it because no one ever looks up. Anyway, we should probably leave so that we don't get trapped in here if the ogre Pete comes back.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
You guys leave the cavern, and you don't know sight of the ogre Pete. And you guys skitter off into the hills.
Yes.
For safety.
Yep.
And nice fresh air and everything. Okay.
Well, time we head back now then.
Okay. Yeah, Meldrak says, okay. I have my samples, and hopefully with more of the clues, we can figure out what's going on. I think that kind of verifies this is negative energy of some, like, of casting or curse. Maybe curse. I don't know. But we have more to work on now.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, we do. Still wonder. They have some more pieces, but it feels not enough to make a connection.
Okay. Then you guys are good headed back?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. You head south. It is like the Stonehenge is on the way. If you want to stop by there, it's literally like there's no detour at all. You walk past that, and it looks the same as you left it. It doesn't have as much of a creepy vibe as it originally had. It was unsettling before, but now it's drifting back to normal. And you continue on, and you get to the village. And it's as you left it.
Good, it hasn't burned to the ground while we were away.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Time to tend the fields once more.
Sure thing. Your plants are doing fine. The birds, a few of the seeds have been plucked up by birds. That's fine. It happens. And Hork, the Czar and Erdov have built a rudimentary still. Not still, a big pot to boil things in.
Yeah, okay. A mash.
A mash. Thank you. Yes, a mash.
Okay, cool.
And they've started that with the fruit and all that. And then Lucira, what would you like to? Are you gonna be studying with Melandrek these samples and all that?
Yeah, probably it's where I'm most useful at the minute. I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Okay, sounds good. After a few days of doing this, again, the tools you have are rudimentary. So, like, the information you can get out of it are different or are limited. The samples from the Blightlands and the samples from the villages are a different negative energy, obviously. They are of a different type. So like different casters, probably different sources, but the effects seem really similar, all the same. So not from the same person, not from the same like caster or whatever. They would be hearable. The wet corruption would have to be. Oh, you okay?
Give me 1 second.
Oh, he spilled his something all over.
Nope, someone just hit my fucking house with the car.
What?
What?
Yup.
Just drove into your house.
Yup.
Yeah.
His car is fucked.
How's your house?
Yeah, more importantly, how's the house?
Are we ending the session?
We may have to end the session with car plus house combo.
I think my house is fine. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check.
Be careful if he's drunk or not.
No, it's fine. I don't think he's drunk. I
don't think he's drunk, he says after he crashed into my house.
I think he meant to put the car in reverse and didn't.
Okay, Toxie, good deal with that.
Yeah. No, it's fine. You can carry on the session. I'll just move
on. Okay.
Oh no, someone ran a cart into the barn.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Oh, just to be clear, Toxie, you're still here, right?
No, he's dealing with. He said continue the session without him. Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Will we end it or will we continue?
We'll end it. I mean, yeah. It's already about that time, and all the information I have right now to give is pertinent to the specific. Well, if you guys care, I can tell you about the blight stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, wait, it'd probably be better to have Toxie here to learn about the blight stuff, though, right?
Yeah.
Explain it all at once next time.
And as much as he says continue with the session, someone has just driven into his house, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. And we're at a good point. I think we're gonna end right there.